Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel Flutter Coding 101. In today's video, we are going to be seeing how we can make an analyze AI. Alright, this application is basically a data to text converter. Earlier we had seen text to text converter. We had built a chat GPT application. We had also seen how to convert text to image using the stability AI. We made an image generator. Now this is basically you will be passing some data. It could be of any form. It could be a PDF file, an audio file, image file, or a video, and you would be asking the AI to analyze or make some assumptions or upon the data that you give, and you would be passing in different prompts. So these are the 7 different mini apps you can say that I have made over here, and I'll be explaining them to you one by one. So the first is a book summarizer wherein you would be uploading. So a lot of us are uh, we love reading books, right? So before reading a book, we want to know a little bit about it. We want a summary of the book. So you can find ebooks anywhere. So there's a website named archive.org wherein you can find PDFs of books or ebooks or any such thing, and you can upload that file over here, and it will generate a small summary of the book. So you can then read that summary and you can further decide if you want to read that book or not. The second is an object identifier. So you would be uploading images of anything, any object, and it would identify and give you some description of that particular object. The next is a study card generator. So a lot of times when we study something and we want to revise it, we want some flashcards, we make some notes, post-it notes, or we want some questions based on it. So you will upload a PDF of your notes, and upon it will read those notes and analyze what is written, and it would create flashcards and questions for you. The next is audio or video minutes generator. So a lot of times when there's a YouTube video or we are in a meeting and we have to note minutes, but we do not have a lot of time. So what you can do is you can upload the audio file or the video file, and just you can ask AI to generate minutes for your video. The next is math or riddle solver. So a lot of times we love to solve Sudoku or riddles or any math problem. But when we are not able to get it, so what you can do is you can click a picture of that math or riddle and you can ask AI to solve it, and you can ask them to solve it step by step. So they will explain you how it was solved. Next is a recipe suggester. So you can upload an image of maybe different ingredients, and it would suggest a recipe based on that. Or else what you can do is you can add an image of a particular cooked dish, and you can ask you, okay, suggest me a recipe for what this dish is, and I want a recipe for that. Next is an image storyteller. So whatever your image you put, you could put prompt like generate a funny story or a romantic story or an adventurous story and how long the story is and stuff. In this video I'll be also explaining you how to use widgets like packages like image picker, file picker, mime, dotted border, custom sliding segmented control, and flutter flip card. So let's get started. I will be starting with book summarizer. All right. So let's see how this works. When I click on book summarizer, there's a window that appears and it's asking me to upload a book file. So I'll click on this, and here, okay. So in my emulator, I have added a few images and files in my downloaded folder. Now the way that you can do this is when you have your emulator, right? There are these you can just go and open the device explorer. Once you have opened the device explorer, inside storage, inside emulated, and over here you can find the folders. So in your downloads folder, you can go ahead and you can upload the files in your download folder. This way you can get files inside your emulator, right? So over here I have a book, Tale of Two Cities by Charles Dickens. Okay, I want a summary of this book. So now that it has uploaded the book, you can see it is showing file uploaded successfully. And now I'll click on this summarize book. All right. Now let me explain. Meanwhile, it is generating the response. I'll be explaining you what I have done here. So in this book summarizer, the first thing that we do over here is okay, we are picking the file, right? So for that we are using a file picker. So we are declaring the file over here. The platform file is the type of the file, and this is my API key for Gemini, and there's a text. Okay, so and there is an is loading variable which is I've set as false, so it would turn true when the prompt is generated. Until then the circular progress indicator will keep loading. Now there is this pick file method that I have declared, in which I have declared a result, okay, which is the file picker result, and here I am asking it to pick files, and then if it's not null, in this file I'll be storing the single file that I have picked. All right, and then here as you can see there's a dotted border over here, for which I have used the widget dotted border. So you can see we need to use the dotted border widget for this, and I have also used the file picker. So you need to add these two inside your pubspec.yml. Here in my pubspec.yml, you can see I have added the Flutter flipcard, custom sliding, segmented control, dotted border, Google generative AI, mime, file picker, and image picker. All right. So here you can see I have used the dotted border with the dash pattern, the color of the border, what would be the type of the border, the radius, the padding that I would be using, what would be the width of my stroke. And inside that I have used a size box inside which I have used a gesture detector in which I'm calling the pick file method. All right. Now, whenever I do pick a file, okay, so I'm checking over here if my file is null or not. If it's not null, I will be showing that upload a book and the gesture detector. Otherwise, if it is uploaded, I will be showing the text that file is uploaded successfully. And then over here I have made a button named summarize book. Okay, and in this button, when I press on the button, it will check if my file is null or not. If it's null, I will be passing I'll be showing a snack bar which will say that select the file. Otherwise, if it is not null, my is loading will be set to true, so the circular progress indicator will stop, as you can see, and there's a card that would be shown which will have my response inside it. So here I'm initializing the model, the API key. I have basically integrated Gemini. If you haven't checked out my video on how to integrate Gemini, I'll be linking that in the description as well. You can check it out. Now inside my system instruction, I'm giving the prompt. So here I have given the prompt that you are a professional book summarizer, summarize the following book content clearly and concisely, and so on. So this is my whole prompt that I have given to the AI, and I have mentioned that this should be my output format. There should be the title, the author, the genre, summary, key takeaways, lessons, ideal for who and who, the memorable quotes, and so on. So here in my response, all right, so there is a model dot generate content. So here I'm generating the content, and inside content I have used multi because this is a multi content. Okay, and inside data part I'm using the lookup mime. So for this lookup mime, you have to add the package mime inside your pubspec.yml. So what this does is it looks up the type of the mime, the file type, and it will pass in the type of the file. Okay, and the second thing that you have to pass in this data part is bytes. So this file, I would be reading it as bytes, and I will be passing these two things inside the data part, and then the response would be generated. I will be showing that inside a card, and this is some basic styling that I have used over here. So this is a basic book summarizer application that I just showed you. On the similar lines, using a file picker, I have made audio video minutes. Okay, so basically when I upload an audio or a video file, right? So here you can see this is a video file, and when I ask it to generate minutes, it would be first showing the circular progress indicator, and then it would be generating the minutes. Let me quickly show you the prompt that I have given to my AI. All right, so this is the prompt that I have given. The first is that you are a professional note taker and transcription specialist, and then I have given the output format here. That would be the title, the date, and the duration, the attendees if it can analyze that, the sentiment or tone of the summary. And similarly, I have used the same methodology I used for book summarizer in this as well. So it is generating the prompt. Meanwhile, I'll show you the image storyteller. All right, so in this image storyteller, instead of using a file picker, I have used an image picker. Now to use an image picker, again you have to add the package image picker inside your pubspec.yml file. Once you have added this package, here I, instead of a file picker, I have initialized a file of type name image. All right, and so in this image picker, I have used the method void pick image. All right, and in this pick image I am initializing the image picker, and then there is a image file of type x file wherein I will be picking the image. Now the source you can specify either gallery or camera. Since I'm using an emulator right now, I'm not using camera. If it's a real device and if you want the user to click a picture then and there, you can also use the source camera, or you can use both if you want. And then I would be setting my image as this, basically this image that I picked up, image.path, and I'll be passing it inside the file. So inside image, my image will be stored. Now once I have done this, I'll be passing the prompt to my AI saying, you are a master storyteller, look at the image and create a compelling story. Now over here I have specified three other things: what would be the type of the story, the length of the story, and the tone of the story, for which I have used three drop downs in which the user can select what would be the type of the story, what would be the tone, what would be the length, and based on what the user selects, they can the AI would be generating a story on the same lines. All right, so here you can see it's still generating because it's a long video. All right, so when I So here you can see I have used the drop down button, okay, and I am saving the value in the type val. Similarly, it will be storing values in tone val and length val. And over here, instead of showing that the image is uploaded successfully, I'd be directly showing the file that I upload. So instead of showing that file has been uploaded successfully and the name of the file, I'd be just using image.file and I'd be passing the image inside it, and I'd be specifying the width and the height of the image. All right, so here you can see it has generated the prompt, so the attendees, the summary of the discussion, the key discussion mode, and everything has been shown. All right, so I'll now quickly show you the image storyteller. So here you can see it is asking me to upload an image, and here are the drop downs. So I can select what type of story I want, what should be the length of the story, should it be a short paragraph, what would be the tone of the story. Okay, now I will pick a photo. Let's see, let's pick this, and let's ask it to generate a story. So it has generated a story. The title of the story is Last Guardian of the Silver Peaks. The genre is fantasy, and here you can read the story, the moral or the message of the story, and so on. You can play with it. You can make different kinds of applications on the basis of this. This is just a summary of things that came to my mind. You can obviously change the prompts or the type that you want. Next is a recipe suggestor. On the same lines, you upload an image. Here, maybe there are ingredients for a chocolate chip cookie, so probably it should suggest the recipe for a chocolate chip cookie. Let's see. Mm. So here you can see it has generated classic chewy chocolate chip cookies, the recipe for that. Now again, we can try another thing over here in this recipe suggester, is that I can upload an image of an existing dish, okay, and I can ask it to suggest a recipe. Again, it would identify what dish it is, and it would suggest a recipe for that particular dish. So the dish is a lasagna, and the cuisine type is Italian, and here the required ingredients and the recipe of that particular dish. So there you have it. You can also put prompts like, do you want it to be vegetarian or non-vegetarian, the number of people you want to cook it for, and so on and so forth. So the next is a math or a riddle solver. All right, so for a recipe suggester, the prompt that I have used is that you are a master chef and culinary expert. Based on the given ingredients of food image, suggest one or more delicious recipe, include the dish name, required ingredients, step-by-step instructions, and estimated cooking time. And then it would basically give me an output in this format. Okay. Um, all right, the next is uh, math or riddle solver, right? So here I'd be uploading an image of, let's say this is a riddle. I'm going to ask it to solve the problem. There it has solved. I can fly, but I have no wings. I can cry, but I have no eyes. What am I? And the answer that it generates is it's a cloud. All right. Now let's try with a math problem. So I'll be uploading an image. Let's say maybe this, and ask it to solve the problem. And here you can see it has solved the problem and generated an answer for that, a step-by-step answer. So the prompt that I have given here is that you are a mathematician and riddle master, and solve it, and the output format is so and so. Now to give this prompt also, you can use the help of AI and Gemini. You can say that I want to make such a so and so app, and please help me generating a prompt for this. So it would help you in generating an apt prompt for your application. All right, so next is object identifier. So in an object identifier, again, I'd be uploading an image. And let's say I have all these objects inside a room. So I'll be clicking identify the object. Now in this object identifier, again, you can also use your image.camera instead of image.gallery. So here you can see the prompt that I have given is that you are a visual recognition assistant, okay, and analyze the following object into their names and categories, and then this would be the format of the output that would be generated. So you can see, so all the objects that it can detect, it has first named them, then the name of the object, the category, what is the description, then the second is lavender curtains that it has generated. Now over here, instead of using your image as gallery, you can also use it as camera. Okay, now if I reload this, okay, all right. So here it opens a camera. Since this is an emulator, it will generate, it won't be having a camera, but so this is how you can use the camera of your device to, you know, detect any object or anything. All right. The next that I would be showing you all is a study card generator. So in this study card generator, you can either select that it generates flashcards or study questions, right? So here I'd be uploading a file of the notes that I have. These are Android notes. Now that it has uploaded, I'd be asking it to generate study materials. Now for this, I have used flashcards, that is a flipping card. Now to make a flipping card, you need to use the package Flutter Flip Card, okay? And once you have used this package, you have to add it in your pubspec.yml. And over here, as you can see, in the study card generator. So I have okay, I have a controller for the Flipkart controller, and there's a boolean variable named is flashcard. So if it's true, then I have selected the flashcard option. Otherwise, if it's false, then I have not selected a flashcard option. Now the cards that it would generate, it has not yet generated. Now this widget that I have used right here is is a custom sliding segmented control. All right, so this is a package that I'm using for it, and I have added this in my pubspec.yml. Now whenever you add a package in your pubspec.yml, you have to save the file, you have to do flutter pub-get to install that package. Now over here you can see that the questions are generated. So the front is basically the question, okay, and the back would have the answer in it. So what is an apk file and what does it contain? Now if I flip this card, it would have the answer to it. Now similarly, in the second question, there is, I have asked it to make 3 cards. You can obviously modify the number of cards that you want. So this is the second question and the answer to the second question. So this is very good for people who are studying and who want to revise it and who have made their notes. They can just upload their notes, and you can ask the AI to generate flashcards for you, to generate questions for you. Now this, how to make a flipping card, we were discussing. So here you can see, okay, so inside my size box, I have a list view builder because I'd be generating more than one card. And all right. So how do I generate flashcards actually? Let's start with that. What is my prompt and how do I generate flashcards? So now I was discussing that this small widget that I'm using here, this is basically a custom custom sliding segmented control. Okay, so in which I have used 2 elements. One is flashcard, the second is study questions. And then whenever I move with that on value changed, I have said that if my value is 1, then is flashcard would be true, and if it's 2 otherwise, then it would be false. Okay, and then I have made 2 lists. One is questions and one is flashcards, so the response would be according to that. So over here, as you can see, my prompts are also different. So my, if my is flashcard is true, then the prompt that I'm giving is you generate flashcards on the basis of the notes, and the output format would be, so it would be a list in which the first element would be the question, the second element would be the answers, and I've asked it to keep the answers 3 lines maximum. Okay, now the second is, if my is flashcard is false, okay, then I'd be generating questions. Now in one of my previous videos, I have shown you how to generate questions, how to make a quiz app. So I have used the same prompt over here. The questions would be of MCQ type, and this would be the question. There would be in integer value for the correct answer, and this would be the list of answers that I have. And so the output that I get from my answers, that I'll be storing in a list called as question, and the output that I'd be getting from my for my flashcards, that I'd be storing in another variable called as flashcards. And this answers variable is basically which I'll be using in my quiz. I'll be explaining it to you later when I start explaining quiz. So these are the 2 lists, questions and flashcards. So now that I have generated this flashcard, all right, so I would be showing you how to use the flip card, right? So in this flip card, as you can see, there's a front widget and a back widget. Okay, so in this flip card, you can see there's a front widget and a black back widget. You can set the duration of animation, how long you want to flip. Like if you set 3 seconds, then it would be slower, and so on. The rotate side, where should it rotate, from the right, top, bottom? On tap flipping, if you set this as true, the card will flip if you tap on it. If it is false, the card won't flip, and then you have to basically use some this controller that I have used inside. So you can just controller dot rotate you can use, but I want it to flip when I tap on it. The axis that I've used is horizontal. And so now there are two widgets. One is the front widget, how your front widget would look like, and how your back widget would look like. So here I've specified the color, the height, width, and what all will be the content of the widget. Similarly, the back widget also I have specified the height, width, and everything. And over here, the answer and the questions and so on. So this is how you make a flipping card, as you can see over here. So the question and the answer. And then when I flip on this again, it would flip again to the question. Now let's see how I can make study questions. Okay, so as I had mentioned in one of my previous applications, I have elaborately mentioned how to make a quiz application. Similarly, I've used the same code here for generating the quiz questions. So it would be a card with 4 options, and all of those 4 options, if you select the correct option, so it would be showing it in green, otherwise it would be showing in red. And here I have done the I have split my string so that I get the response in the format that I want. So it's generating the questions. So here you can see it has generated the questions. Okay, so if I select the wrong one, then it would be showing it in red, otherwise it would be showing it in green. And here you can see I have again generated a list of, I think, 5 questions over here. So it will generate questions according to you. So that's it. That's how you can use AI to make different various sorts of mini tools. Here I have used 7 mini tools, like a toolbox, in which you don't have to every time engineer your prompt. You can think of various other ideas and you can try with it, experiment with it. I hope you all like this video. I'll be seeing you soon in my next video. Thank you so much. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.